What's up, y'all? I'm back. We're doing reviews, man, and today we're gonna talk about this hidden gem Outward. Now, as you can see, beginning of Outward, your ship crashes, and then you pretty much find out where the hell you are, and then you meet your boy Yarn, one of your, I guess I'd say, three buddies who I wouldn't say really, he's one of the choices in this game. So pretty much at the beginning of the game, after you get out of this part that you're seeing now, when you go back to town, you have a blood price on your head, which you either have to do a tribal favor to get out of that blood price, or you have to pay like $150 in like 5 days, or you lose your house. Like, other than that, after that, you're gonna be in the city of Sharenice, and this game has 4 stories, but the main 3 stories are you either going to Monsoon for the Holy Mission, Levant to go help the King and Queen, or you go to Berg to become part of the Blue Collective. It's a lot. Like, there's a lot to this game. Like, as you can see, like me being in Sharenice, you can go to jail, you can do all this fun stuff. But this is a really good and fun survival game, and I would tell a lot of people to go ahead and check it out and have fun. But back to the story, if you choose to help Jan and go to Levant, you go help the King and Queen, and pretty much while you're there, you're pretty much going to figure out that the King and Queen gets betrayed, and you have to figure out why they get betrayed. And it turns out to be your boy who, spoilers alert, guys, turns out to be your boy, but I ain't gonna really spoil the rest because there's more to that. But if you go to the Holy Mission, there's this girl there who's at the beginning of the game. Her name's like Ali or Adelaide, I think that's how you pronounce it. And yeah, the Holy Mission's, it's pretty much what it sounds. It's pretty much it's like a religion storyline in a way. You figure out why Alat's like the all-powerful God and what he can do and blah, 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 and, all that fun stuff. But other than that, what is the last one? The Blue Collective. The Blue Chamber Collective is you helping out Rissa, which is I think she's like the mayor or something of Cesuro, which is in Sharenice, the first city. And when you go help her, she becomes part of the Blue Chamber Collective. And they kind of got their own little situation going on, necessarily. Because the Blue Chamber Collective, the Holy Mission, and Levant, they're all trying to, come together to stop the whole world of all the monsters and stuff like that, necessarily. And what pretty much happens is someone sets up, because there's a person in there that really doesn't like everybody being together, so then more or less gets set up, and now no one trusts each other because somebody betrayed each other, but it was just so everybody wouldn't get along. And that becomes more or less all three of those stories will actually end in Monsoon in the Holy Mission, just because your bigger battle is you fighting the beast in the world and the bandits and all this other fun stuff and stuff like that. But other than that, the 4th story becomes you going to Harmattan, which is the DLC. The Saborians DLC. Jesus, I couldn't think of the name for a second, but the Saborians DLC, if you don't do the DLC part of it, the actual main storyline for that is you and the Immaculates. Their race of the Immaculates, they're like these alien type beings, and they pretty much just want to be human too. Someone wants to be human. Some of them are just there to cause chaos. They don't care. Strong enemy types in that game, in this game though, by the way. Super strong, super this, super that. But this is a really good RPG. But anyways, back to that story. Yeah, you're pretty much trying to get back into Old Harmattan and stop the Scrooge Beast. But it literally turns out that people inside the city are like trying to team with the bad side of the Immaculates to help their own purposes. And, you know, we find out about it and then we pretty much got to stop them. Now, once you do that, or you're in the middle of that, the DLC activates where the Scourge Master, he pretty much is just trying to destroy the city. He tells you you got 150 days and he's going to destroy the city. So you pretty much have to go underground where his area is. I forgot what it was called because there's like so many areas. It's like a maze down there. It's like an underground area and it's a maze. And you pretty much have to just stop them. You have to go in there, do the maze, stop them, and beat them to save the city. I do not know what happens if you don't save the city because I always have. Someone leave a comment or something of what actually happens. Is the city actually destroyed? Does the people actually die? You know, some stuff type like that, because I do find out, like, in the first city, if you don't stop, there's these bandits that will come and attack, or they'll leave you a note saying that you got like 3 days or they're going to destroy the city. I did find out if you actually don't save the city in 3 days, they actually kill everybody in the city. And then that city gets blocked off. Like, you can get your way in, but like it becomes like it's just beat up and bandits are all over it and stuff like that. But back to the DLC, as I was saying, like, yeah, I don't know what happens. I don't know if that city gets destroyed or you can't go in no more. I'm not sure. But the DLC is fun because it brings enchantments into it, which is absolutely awesome. And what you guys are looking at now, what I really appreciated about the game, like right before it switched, was there's like unique weapons and lanterns and all this other cool stuff that you can get for your character and stuff like that. And that's really cool to have. And then there's like these certain relics and stuff like that you kind of have to get for boss weapons, because yes, there's bosses in here. There's like hidden bosses and all that other fun stuff to do. But bosses are not a joke. Like, you gotta come in prepared, because if you don't, you get whooped on. Like, they ain't having it. They're not having none of that. Oh, you good? Nah, bosses are hard. They make them hard, but the bosses are extremely fun, and it's just another reason to go check out this game. The other DLC, which is known as the Three Brothers, you pretty much go to what is known as Caldera in that world, and you have to help out these people known as Old Sirocco, which they're kind of like bandits in a way, but they're not. They're like people who's just lost their home, so they just went terrorizing. I ain't gonna hold you up. And then you pretty much spend most of that DLC rebuilding their city, stuff like that. You need so much money. Like, it's crazy how well that they put that DLC together. You have to work in that DLC. You know, and of course, with that DLC, they added more enchantments, they added more stuff. You know, there's a boss that's actually trying to kill you in the end, too. He's like, I forgot his name. He's like the Fire Master or something like that. Yeah, he's trying to pretty much beat up the city once he finds out that it's trying to be rebuilt. Tongue twister, Jesus. But pretty much after that, yeah, you have to stop them, you have to beat them, and stuff like that. But there's like so much more other stuff you can do. You can unleash these hard enemy types known as the Ancient Dwellers, and they're really hard. They're really hard. But there's so many fun things about this game. There's dungeons. There's, you know, just stuff for you to do. Blah, blah, blah. As you just saw, I got like an ordnance chest, and, you know, the ordnance chest has like supposed to have like better stuff in there, or better stuff for you to sell so you can make your character better. I almost forgot about the types of the trees, pretty much what you can do, because there's a lot. Like, you could be a mage. You see one of my characters, they're shooting. Yeah, you can have like there's so many builds to this game. You have a warrior build, gun build, mage build, like hex mage build. Like, people have found really unique builds and stuff like that to do with this game. So this game, really interested and blah blah blah. Like, there's so much to talk about, but like the only negative that I would have that that I really wouldn't say is a well, there's a few. I wouldn't say only, but the one that I feel like is kind of like a double-edged sword is like there is no fast traveling for the first like 4 areas, like Sharenice, Monsoon, Levant, and Berg. There's no fast traveling. You have to run everywhere. It's fun that you do. I enjoy it, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, like for some days, it could just be very like, I wish I could get to this area faster, like type of ordeal. And when the Three Brothers gets unlocked, you actually have to run to that area too from Berg. So, but the only way you really get the fast travel is if you're going to the first DLC, which is Harmattan. And that's really the only time you get to, do fast traveling. I wish there was a better aesthetic other than running, but I can see why they put running on the game. So I'm not mad. The only other really issue that I have is the load time for the game. Sometimes the load times are just not there, and I feel like that's me kind of just being nitpicky, but like you have to load in everywhere. And it's kind of like it's like that old style of like game. You just have to load in everywhere and blah blah blah, and that's not super bad, but like it is what it is necessarily. But other than that, there ain't really no bads to this game and how they do everything. I'd say this game's super well put together. It's not from a AAA company, and the developers who made this, I give them their props. They really did a good job with the flushed out story, with so many builds for you to do. And I almost forgot about the best thing. You're really supposed to play this game like 4 times to actually beat the game because of all 4 of the stories. And then they have this unique thing called the Legacy system, which I very much wish that more games would do stuff like this. So once you beat the game, once you beat one of the stories and you do everything like there is to do in the game and stuff like that, there's 4 legacy chests around the world. In each of the main 4 areas, you put like whatever good weapons you want and stuff like that, blah blah blah, into those chests. And then literally right after that, when you're done with that character, when you go make the second character, you can click, when it tells you to click legacy, you can use your first character's legacy and it'll have those 4 items in those chests. And then when you start the game with your second character, you literally have to go and find it. Like you literally have to go to those chests and go get it out and stuff like that. But you're not going to do it as soon as you spawn into the game with the second character. I think the legacy system is extremely well put together. I very much enjoy how they don't, like, you can be OP with your second character, but at the same time, you're not going to be entirely OP because they only give you 4 item slots. Like everything else, you have to work towards. But I will say, there is a cheat to that in this game. You could just literally play with a buddy, put everything in a backpack, drop it in your buddy's world, come back with your second character and pick it up. Yeah, we did find a cheat to it, which it is insane. It's crazy, but like it's very much enjoyable. And I almost talked to, speaking of buddies, go play co-op in this game. It's extremely fun to play with 2 people and just enjoying yourself and having so much fun playing this game. I enjoy it. It's really good. And like I said before, this game is very much such a hidden gem in my eyes. And I don't think I really have much else to say about it. If I had to rate this game, for me rating this game, it's going to be probably easily an 8 out of 10. If the loading wasn't there, it would be better. But until next time, y'all, I'm out.